everyone, I hope you're doing well, and of course Arnie does too. In the animal kingdom there are both good parents and bad parents. Some species show no parental care at all and even cannibalize their young, whereas others prove to be great parents and look after their young until they're able to fend for themselves. There are usually two techniques that animals have when it comes to reproducing. Some will create thousands if not millions of young and show no parental care, whereas others will produce just a few young and put a lot of effort into raising them. Humans win the award for best parents, but there are some animals that show bravery and commitment when looking after their young and protect them not only from predators but also from the elements. In today's video I'll be going through just a few of these species, as I'll be going through 5 of the best animal parents. And for our first species we'll be heading to the Americas, as we have the killdeer. Now this bird's strange name comes from the noise it makes, as it's said to sound like a killdeer or a killdeer call. This bird is normally found along coastal wetlands and beach habitats. In these areas they forage for their prey, which usually includes insects, worms and small vertebrates. They can often be seen foraging in fields alongside cattle. The killdeer doesn't have to worry about these cattle, but it does have to look out for herring gulls, common crows, raccoons and striped skunks. These animals often prey on the killdeer, so it is important that they are always alert. When it comes time to lay their eggs, the killdeer doesn't build its nest in trees like other birds, as it's actually a ground nesting species. This comes with many risks, as there's plenty of animals that would like to scavenge a killdeer egg. The eggs themselves have a built-in camouflage which helps hide them from some predators, but the parents also do a very good job at protecting them. As they're not a very big or powerful bird, they've had to come up with a few inventive ways of tricking predators. As when a would-be egg scavenger approaches, they quickly move away from their nest and fake an injury. They act as though they're in pain or unable to fly, which tempts the predator away from the nest. This distraction technique is not only inventive, but it's also very brave, as it forces the predator's attention onto itself, which could put the bird in danger. The killdeer eggs also face another threat from grazing animals, as their eggs are often laid in grasslands, where it'd be very easy for horses or cattle to trod on them. Their broken wing technique wouldn't be very effective against these mammals, so instead they choose to puff up their body and run at the horses and cows in an attempt to make them change their path. Once the threat is gone, they'll go back to incubating their eggs, and they continue this behaviour once the chicks have hatched. So even though a young killdeer's life is quite perilous, their parents put their lives on the line to keep them safe. But for our next species we'll be heading both to North America and Asia, as we have the wolverine. The wolverine is the largest land-dwelling species of mustelid, and these animals have a reputation for being very feisty and aggressive for their size. The wolverine is a vicious, strong predator with the documented ability to kill prey many times larger than itself. Wolverines are mainly solitary and often travel 15 miles a day in search of food. Because of this they're normally found in remote forests and tundra, where they usually feed on a variety of small to large mammals. Although the wolverine is a very capable hunter, they get most of their food from scavenging, as they're known to follow wolf and lynx trails to get a chance at an easy meal, and as they're famously feisty and aggressive, they'll happily fight another predator at a carcass. These fights don't always go their way, as there's been reports of wolverines being killed by cougars, black and brown bears at the site of a recent kill. When it comes time to breed, one male will mate with multiple females. These females will then dig large deep burrows, where they'll give birth to around 2 to 3 kits. These kits develop rapidly, and their mother will risk her life to protect them. Although the father is not as devoted as the mother, they will make regular visits to their offspring, and once the young are around 6 months old, they sometimes reconnect with their fathers and travel together for some time. Wolverines don't push their young away either, as some have been known to stay with their parents until they reach sexual maturity, so although they're a fierce and voracious predator, they also make great parents. Before our next great parent we'll be heading to Antarctica, as we have the king penguin. Penguins are built for life at sea, and in these waters they mainly feed on krill, lanternfish and squid, but spending long periods of time in the open ocean isn't the safest thing to do, as giant petrels, skuas, leopard seals and orcas are all known to target king penguins. When it comes time to breed, these penguins have a few nesting sites on the subantarctic islands, such as Tierra del Fuego and the Falkland Islands. King penguins are monogamous and stay faithful to their mate till the end. The female penguin will lay a pear-shaped egg, weighing around 300 grams. This egg is incubated for around 55 days, with both birds sharing incubation shifts. This incubation is no easy task, as the parents must take it in turns to stand in the freezing cold while the other one goes out to feed. Even after the eggs hatch, their job is not over, as these chicks must be guarded from predators, and they are totally reliant on their parents for food. After they're old enough, the chicks will form groups called creches, while they'll be watched over by a few adults. Eventually these chicks will transform into adults, and the parents' job will finally be over. So the adult king penguins do a very good job at protecting their chicks from the elements. But for our next species we'll be heading over to Africa, as we have the African elephant. elephant. Even though the African elephant is the world's largest land mammal, it doesn't mean that its life is easy and carefree, as some predators will ambitiously try and attack elephants, such as lions and crocodiles. But despite this, the majority of predators are unable to take out an adult African elephant, and poachers are the cause for most fatalities. African elephants are found throughout sub-Saharan Africa, normally around tropical rainforest and shrubland. In these areas it uses its dexterous trunk to feed on foliage, and it can get through around 300 pounds of food a day. It's very important that African elephants are good parents, as both subspecies are listed as endangered and critically endangered. When calves are born they weigh around 120 kilograms, and although this is very impressive, there are still plenty of predators that can take them out. These calves are able to stand within 20 minutes of being born, and after 2 days they can keep up with the herd. A new elephant mum is not alone when guiding her young, as elephants live in a matriarchal society, and other females in the herd will often pitch in to help raise the calves. The older elephants will often adjust the pace of the herd so that the smaller calves can keep up. The mother not only teaches its calf survival skills, but also regularly makes affectionate contact with the calf. So hopefully with more amazing elephant parents out there, we'll see these elephants' numbers bounce back in the future. But for our final species, we'll be heading over to Borneo and Sumatra, as we have the orangutan. The orangutan is the most arboreal of the great apes, and spend the majority of their lives in trees. Their bodies fit this purpose, as they have proportionally long arms and short legs. Orangutans are among the most intelligent primates, and are known to construct a variety of tools to both help them feed and to build their nests. Orangutans are primarily fruit eaters, but will also feed on vegetation, honey, insects and birds' eggs. Orangutans are currently listed as endangered. This is mainly due down to habitat loss through deforestation, but orangutans also do have a few other predators apart from humans, such as tigers, clouded leopards, pythons and crocodiles. So parent orangutans have to do a very good job to teach their young to avoid these dangers. As these grape apes share around 96% of our genes, it's very fitting that these apes have a very similar parenting technique, as the bond between an orangutan mother and its young is one of the strongest in nature. During the first 2 years of their life they rely entirely on their mothers for both food and transportation. The mothers stay with their young for around 6 to 7 years, teaching them where to go to find food and the best technique for building a nest. Once they grow up, female orangutans are known to visit their mothers until they reach the grand old age of around 15 to 16. So although the males don't really do any work, at least these orangutans have great mothers. But that's about it for this video. If you have any more video suggestions then let me know down in the comments below. But thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like these. But until next time, goodbye.